Hello, I'm Claire Naylor from the Manx Radio Newsroom, and thank you for choosing this edition of Newscast. Now, the Isle of Man is set to host a major maritime conference later this month to bring together experts from across the industry. Taking place at the Comis Hotel on the 15th and 16th of July, the event will consider industry themes such as digital innovation, seafarer skills, super yachts, and business development. I've been speaking with Managing Director of the Isle of Man Maritime, Lee Clarke.
The Isle of Man Maritime Conference, we first held it in 2024, and we had such a fantastic response to it. This year, it's gone definitely much more bigger. It's over 2 days, so on the first day in the afternoon, we've got workshops. In the evening, we've got a private drinks reception, and on the 16th is the main conference itself. And we're focusing on four areas, which we feel are, and certainly over the last 2 years, Isle of Man Maritime has created these hubs. And these hubs are designed of what is the strengths of the Isle of Man. And those hubs are digital and AI, business, super yachts, and skills and seafarers. It's really quite important to recognize that the Isle of Man has got a incredible reputation within the maritime sector. You know, this isn't something new. Maritime on the Isle of Man has been around for many, many years, from being a destination for crew managers and ship owners, to the formation of the ship registry, which is now one of the best in the world. So what we're doing now is creating this ecosystem and recognizing that the maritime sector on the Isle of Man and the services that we have on the Isle of Man are hugely incredible, and we're worldwide recognized as a services provider to the maritime sector globally.
So just in your press release, you said that the need for collaboration has never been greater. Could you just explain a little bit why that is and what it sort of looks like in practice?
Well, one of the amazing things around the Isle of Man is what we're able to pull together. And certainly with the global economy and geopolitics, we're incredibly situated to provide a whole package to the maritime sector. So when we're talking about collaboration, what we've seen with the formation of the hubs and those four areas has been incredible. So when it comes to either ship ownership or structure, all the way through to crew services, software, the technology side of things in the maritime space is moving at an incredible pace. However, the Isle of Man is keeping pace with that. Certainly with the innovation side of things, there are companies on the Isle of Man that are doing incredible pieces of work, through PDMS, through to IC, those are the technology companies, all the way through to the financial sector, all the way through to the insurance, MHG, what they're doing in terms of packaging for the super yacht sector. So when we decided to create these hubs, it was incredible to see that collaborative piece come through. And certainly within the super yacht sector has historically been very much out of the equation within maritime. We used to be the Isle of Man Shipping Association, so it was very much more focused on commercial aspects of things. However, when Isle of Man Maritime was formed, bringing together those four elements has been, and that collaborative approach has been incredible. And certainly now with the second Isle of Man Maritime Conference, we're able to put all of our members on the stage, and it isn't just UK-centric, this is globally centric. We are an international cluster that's able to put on a phenomenal conference right in the middle of the Irish Sea.
So the maritime sector is facing a range of pressures globally, from technology change to workforce shortages. Which of the challenges do you think is going to dominate the discussions this year, and how prepared do you think the Isle of Man is for that?
Well, certainly the digital and AI, we are in an incredible position to reinforce and certainly support the sector as a whole in terms of the digital piece. We've got incredible companies looking at certain types of technology and AI pieces for harbors. We're looking at, there's a company looking into cameras, AI driven for man overboard. There are app-based technologies like IC that is utilizing incredible data around marine pollution. You've got companies looking at ship registry technologies and so on. And so the Isle of Man is, certainly incredibly positioned to utilize the infrastructure that was around the e-gaming sector and also the digital sector. It is something that is incredibly attractive to companies and investors to come to the Isle of Man and place their company here, or even look at the services that are around the Isle of Man. When somebody's looking in, it's incredible to see what is actually on offer. And this is what we're trying to highlight, that, the maritime sector alone is one of the biggest on the island, yet it's probably one of the less known. You're not far from a maritime company wherever you are on the Isle of Man. And we've been around for many, many years. This isn't just a bubble. This is an ecosystem that's been built on trust, reputation, and the Isle of Man has all of that. The other bit that you mentioned certainly is the skills piece. And we are incredibly proud that we actually have our own cadet program, our own apprenticeship program. And I must say, what is a huge success is that in the last sort of 8 years, we've trained over 58 Manx cadets. All of them are now operating, and we have a 100% success rate in terms of people going into the maritime sector. So our apprenticeship program is growing, and we're getting people on board ships as ratings. And we also have a successful third option where we can fund short courses, get people on the water, get people within courses within maritime. And again, it's sort of an unsung sort of success story, because we're getting people working in the maritime sector. And what's great is we're starting to see, even from the 8 years ago, we're starting to see those cadets coming back as officers, working for the steam packet and working within the industry here on the Isle of Man, within the ship registry. So it is a great success story. However, we need greater visibility of that. And of course, it does need funding. So, we're looking at trying to ensure that everyone knows what a fantastic opportunity a career in maritime is, because, there is a shortage skill sector. But we're also proud is our diversity in terms of women in maritime. We're very passionate about women in maritime. I'm not sure if you're aware that there are over 4.5 million seafarers, and only between 2-3% of that is women. So we're very passionate about ensuring that everyone is inclusive within the maritime sector, and it doesn't matter where you come from. It's a welcoming career. So those are sort of the challenges that we're facing, certainly within the digital space and the skills and seafarers. However, the Isle of Man is looking at that head on and going that we have that all ready on the Isle of Man, and we're ready to showcase that with the conference.
Is there anything else you'd like to mention?
No, that if you would like more information, that obviously the website is live, so maritime.im. And if you just click on the Conference 2026 tab in the top right-hand corner, the agenda's there, the speakers. We've got some fantastic speakers from the island and coming across to speak. You'll be able to catch up with everything there with the agenda. And please join us. Tickets are on sale, and it'll be important to have your voice within the conversation.
Thank you for making it to the end of the Manx Radio newscast. You are obviously someone with exquisite taste. May I politely suggest you might want to subscribe to this and a wide range of Manx Radio podcasts at your favourite podcast provider, so our best bits will magically appear on your smartphone. Thank you.